This exchange quickly turns into one of the most revealing moments of the hearing.
Recognizes the gentleman from California.
Director, the first time you saw Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files. Did you close the files or keep reading?
I have reviewed not the entirety of the files, so I have...
You haven't reviewed all of the Epstein files?
Personally, no.
You're the director of the FBI. This is the largest sex trafficking case the FBI has ever been a part of. Buck stops at the top, and your testimony today is you have not reviewed all the files.
What I've been doing is been busy providing the safest country this country has seen in modern U.S. history in historic speed, because the men and women of the FBI are given the resources to reduce the homicide rate, to reduce the drug trafficking rate, to reduce the amount of children that are being trafficked and the number of pedophiles.
It sounds like those children being trafficked would appreciate the director reviewing the files. You said you don't know the number of times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
The number is a total misleading factor. We have not released anyone's name in the Epstein files that has not been credible.
Director, could it at least be 1,000 times?
We have released every piece of legally permissible information.
Okay,
you can characterize the numbers however you want it.
Reclaiming my time, Director. It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times.
It's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to engage in political innuendo so you can go out to the sticks and get your 20-second hit in your fundraising article. But keep going, reclaiming your time, because the people of California are being underserved by your representation.
If the president is not implicated, why not release everything that involves him?
We have released everything, the president and anyone else's side, that is credible and lawfully be able to be released. Your fixation on this matter and baseless accusations that I'm hiding child pedophiles is disgusting. Anyone that says that needs to look at the stats alone and go back to the state of California, who's receiving the biggest surge in FBI resources through my redeployment, because the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco need it.
Director, remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the Attorney's file.
It's a simple question. Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is simple.
Who
did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No, A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F.
it sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are illegally harbored in your sanctuary cities in California? I'll work with you on that.
Regular order, Mr. Chairman. Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The question has been asked and answered.
You've not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt. Director, did Donald Trump ever say to you, just find and release the entire truth? Don't worry if I'm in it.
The instructions from the administration were to release all credible information, and we have done that.
Did Donald Trump ever provide information about Jeffrey Epstein as an informant?
Donald Trump has not been, and I can only speak for the FBI, an informant of the FBI.
So, Director, you've played this cute shell game where you say you can't release everything because the court has said that it legally is not allowed to be released, but the court calls bullshit. Judge Richard Berman said that when you went to the court, quote, information contained in the Epstein grand jury transcripts pales in comparison to Epstein investigation information and materials in the hands of the Department of Justice. So let's move on, Director. You wrote a book called Government Gangsters. You identified 20 individuals in that book. You put me on that list at the top of the list. Thank you. My children find it flattering. 20 of those individuals have been investigated or have had adverse actions. Director, considering that you have identified these people as, quote, government gangsters, will you recuse yourself from making any investigation decisions about these individuals?
Anyone that has been terminated at the FBI has been done so because they failed to meet the muster in their constitutional obligation.
I will work on the audio-visual capabilities.
I'm going to borrow your terminology and call bullshit on your entire career in Congress.
I'm reclaiming my time,
It has been a disgrace to the American people.
I'm reclaiming my time.
You can reclaim your time all you want.
Mr. Chairman, you're going to allow a witness to speak this way?
Mr. Chairman, would you
Gentlemen, recuse yourself,
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, would you admonish the witness not to insult members?
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, just
committee will remember.
Quick point of order. Could the gentleman be extended an additional 20 seconds to complete his thoughts, since the witness decided to interrupt him continuously?
And the witness will be able to respond if he wants. We'll make sure he has time to do that.
My question is, will you, Director, recuse yourself, yes or no, from investigating or making decisions about the 60 individuals, including myself, that you identified as government gangsters? Yes or no?
Time of the gentleman has expired. The witness may respond if he would like.
And the answer was no, as I heard.
Correct.
Okay.
Not because of what's confirmed, but because of what isn't. It begins with something easy to overlook but important. Lawmakers introduced documents showing that Epstein victims themselves are still struggling to access their own FBI files. That detail matters. It reminds viewers that beyond the politics, there are real people still seeking answers and transparency years later. Then Congressman Eric Swalwell shifts the focus directly onto Kash Patel, and the tone changes immediately. Swalwell starts with a striking question: when you first saw Donald Trump's name in the Epstein files, did you stop reading or keep going? It's not just a question, it's a test. A test of how seriously Patel has engaged with one of the most significant sex trafficking cases in FBI history. Patel's answer is surprising. He admits he hasn't reviewed all the files. That moment lands hard. Because for viewers, it raises a basic leadership question. If this is one of the most high-profile and sensitive cases the FBI has handled, why hasn't the director fully examined it? Patel tries to pivot, pointing to crime reduction and broader agency priorities. But Swalwell isn't asking about general performance. He's asking about this case, specifically. And that's where the tension builds. Swalwell then pushes further, trying to establish whether Trump's name appears in the files and how often. Patel refuses to engage on numbers, calling that line of questioning misleading. But the refusal itself becomes the story. When a direct answer isn't given, it naturally creates suspicion, whether intended or not. The exchange escalates when Swalwell asks a very direct question. Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? It's a yes or no moment, and Patel doesn't give one. He circles the question, broadens it, and avoids confirming or denying. Swalwell interprets that evasiveness as meaningful, even suggesting it signals something is being withheld. Now, it's important for viewers to understand the nuance here. Just because a name appears in investigative files doesn't imply wrongdoing. In large investigations, many names can surface for different reasons: contacts, witnesses, or peripheral connections. But that's exactly why transparency matters. Without clarity, speculation fills the gap. As the exchange continues, it becomes more personal and less procedural. Patel accuses Swalwell of political motives. Swalwell accuses Patel of playing a shell game with the truth. At that point, the hearing shifts from oversight into open confrontation. And then it goes even further. Swalwell brings up Patel's past statements and writings, questioning whether he can fairly oversee investigations involving people he has publicly labeled as enemies. That's a serious concern about impartiality. Patel refuses to recuse himself, and instead fires back with a personal insult. That moment is key, because it shows how quickly a hearing meant for accountability can break down when trust between the questioner and the witness collapses. What this entire exchange reveals is a deeper issue. It's not just about Trump, or Epstein, or even Patel. It's about whether the public can get clear, direct answers when it comes to powerful people and sensitive investigations. When questions are met with deflection, it doesn't resolve doubt, it amplifies it. And that's why moments like this matter. They shape public trust, not just in individuals, but in institutions. If you want more breakdowns that go beyond the shouting and actually help you understand what's happening and why it matters, follow along.